Hello, everybody, and welcome to DeLaveaga. I'm starting here on hole 25 of the Masters Cup layout. I'm going to try something different today. I'm going to tell a little bit of a story of the first time that I ever visited the California coast, which maybe will be interesting for some of you. And if not, I got some disc golf for you. So enjoy. So I lost the pop filter for my microphone, so today we're using a piece of foam from the mattress of my van and then some pink and white hockey tape to secure it onto the microphone. Oh, just making the ceiling a bit higher. 2 off the first. A little bit better. All right, we are in Santa Cruz, and the first time I was in this area, the trip actually starts down in Los Angeles. I had a friend from Alaska who wanted to go hitchhiking with me. He had heard that I was hitchhiking and stuff like that. And we agreed to meet in LA. He called me and let me know he was coming to meet me at the bus stop or whatever. And when I met him, he had no backpack, no sleeping bag, nothing. I was like, "Do you have any gear?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, I left it in this van of these really nice people I just met." And I was like, "Oh no." Rule number one, if you're hitchhiking, you should always bring your stuff with you wherever you go. Do not leave it with some stranger. Big uphill approach here. Oh, a little bit short, but practice some putting. So anyway, I told my friend, next time bring your gear with you, and we went and found his new friends, and they didn't steal his gear, luckily. So oh, it's okay. Every good round starts with a bogey. All right, hole 26. I believe it's like 280 feet. I have no idea where the basket is, honestly. Definitely further than that. Okay, so to continue, the people didn't steal his gear. We met up with them. They were just parked on some side street in LA, and he had met these people by the beach, and they said that they were driving to San Francisco, and they were going to offer us a ride because that was our first destination, was to hitchhike north. So we get in the van and we start going, and they don't have any money. None of us do. And because we're the hitchhikers that they're offering a ride, they have Eric and I do the gas jugging, which, if you're not familiar with the lingo, gas jugging is when you go to a gas station with a empty gas jug and you ask people to fill you up. A little short again. What a beautiful morning. Absolutely gorgeous. Oh, oh yeah. Daylod, second hole. Anyway, we commenced the gas jugging, and I've done it before, so I'm able to get us some gas. And we get like 5-6 gallons of gas, and we start heading north, and we pick up another hitchhiker who's going to Monterey, just an hour south of here. And he's like, "Yeah, I'm going to this concert. Maybe you guys want to join me." This is definitely circle 2. All right. Okay, hole 26A, it's like 470 feet, and it's a par 3, so we're just going to try and get a par here. Just stay up. Ooh, we could be in trouble. The people that were driving happened to be followers of the Grateful Dead. Deadheads, as some may call them, and they were traveling with a literal crap ton of weed brownies. And they asked the three of us hitchhikers to go into the concert and, hey, Mr. People, but to see if they would like to buy some of the weed brownies. And, I'm 19, so I feel really uncomfortable about this. And I stayed in the van. I also didn't want to, leave my stuff in the van, which is another little paranoia of mine. But I sat in the van, and my friend stayed with me, and the guy that had wanted the ride to Monterey went in, quickly sold a few of these brownies, and got enough money for the Grateful Dead followers to keep driving. I'm going to pause the story as I look for my Frisbee. I ended up walking right by it because we hit this tree and stopped, and I thought for sure. Oh, man. Fade a little bit. I think that went a little far. So thank you to that guy who just decided to go out and sell those weed brownies for us. So we had the gas money to get to San Francisco, which we ended up doing. They drove late through the night. My friend and I slept in the back, and we get to San Francisco at 6 or 7 in the morning. Palmer saying good morning to some people. There we go. Okay, first par. Pausing story time as we arrive at San Francisco around 6 or 7 in the morning, right? Here we are at top of the world. I believe the basket is the one to the left. It's really, I've played here before, but I can't remember. So hopefully we can play this hole safely and not injure anyone in the parking lot or anything like that. Oh, I was about to yell 4. But I think it worked out. I was literally about to yell 4. All right, as we head down the stairs. When we arrive in San Francisco, we go to this park. I think it was called Jerry Garcia Park or something like that. And it happened to be Jerry Garcia Day. That's why they were going to San Francisco in the first place. And it just worked out that my friend and I found these people that were going where we wanted to go. And there's this kind of large party going on. Lots of old hippies, listening to music, some covers going on the stage. And of course, the Deadheads asked us if we would walk around the crowd and sell weed brownies. And this is when I found out I'm not really a salesman. Even if I feel like I can stand behind the product, it's just something that, I'm not good at going up to people and, hey, can you buy this from me? So I didn't sell any. I don't think my friend did either. And we ended up just going back to them and saying, hey, we didn't sell anything, but we'd like to no longer be employed. And they gave us each one weed brownie and sent us on our way. Well, that wasn't even close. Flip. Oh. Nice. It's a little farther than I thought it would be. Oh shit. Well, I guess I can say bad words now because I already told a story that involves weed brownies. And let me tell you, this was 13 years ago. Next part of the story, we eat the weed brownie. All right, literally group of 8 in front of us, so I'll tell you here a little bit about that. We eat the weed brownie, and it definitely was not just weed. If you know anything about the deadhead culture, they like to do something called steal your face, which they add a dose of something a little bit more strong than marijuana. We were dosed by something, and we continued to roam San Francisco, had no idea where we were. We both had smartphones, but still kind of new, technology at that time, and we weren't really relying on this to find where we were going. We were literally asking people what buses to take to get to the farthest north part of town, and these things started to kick in. And when we began looking at our phones, all the buttons began to rise off of the screen, and I discovered that I was quite lost. And I called my mom and I told her I was lost. And she's like, "Well, you're using your phone. Why can't you use your phone to find where you are?" And I was like, "I don't know. I can't. Please come save us." I'm pretty sure she was in Alaska at this time still. It was before they moved to Florida. Oh man, she was very concerned. Super embarrassing part of my life. Let's play this hole. Cool. Yeah. Is this one straight ahead here?
Yeah, right down the trees.
Oh, it's not that one that you can see? Oh, okay. Sit, sit, sit. Boop, boop, boop. Have a good one, you guys. Something like that. Okay, but I hit that tree, so hopefully we came down. A little bit lucky here to be on this little tiered system. Chill. Nice. Giant dead tree. Oh, it did not flip. All right, so we're lost in San Francisco. We have our faces stolen. I've been homeless, traveling for like 6 months at that point, so, not eating well, not drinking water. It's a perfect storm. We just decide to go ahead and take a nap in a park and basically sleep through the next night before we begin our walk to the Golden Gate Bridge. This actually isn't terrible. You can see the basket. Ooh, that's fine. Now, this is a cool little green. Oh, I thought it was short. I've had a couple short ones today. Short probably. It wasn't an easy night sleeping in the park. It seemed that everybody had been celebrating Jerry Garcia Day, and there were quite a few sketchy occurrences in the park, but we slept it off until we were mostly sober. And the next morning, we walked from wherever the heck we were in southern San Francisco all the way up to the Golden Gate Bridge. We walked across and then we tried hitchhiking right on that road, which, if you've ever been there, it's actually like a really busy highway and you should not try and hitchhike there, especially right after the Golden Gate Bridge. But a really nice guy picked us up. We got one more ride all the way to a nice place called Crescent City. All right, a little short with the spruce, and we got OB behind the basket, but not running it would be sad. Oh, OB by a mile. We didn't need to take the bogey there, but making the putt would have been way cooler than laying up. Palmer, you got a new buddy? You got a new buddy? Yeah? He doesn't want to play. He's intimidated by your size. Oh shit. Just kept it low. Sit. Tough spot. Look, I knew I was going to bogey a lot today. But that's not one. That was awesome. Ooh. Sit. The people that let me play through and we all thought this was definitely in the road, and we're good. Oh, dang it. I don't know if you'll be able to see where I'm going here. Just down the hill, right here. For the first birdie. Oh, get down or in. Got 369 dead straight. Well, fast forward a little bit, we get to Crescent City. We get a ride from this nice guy who drives us to the big tree on Highway 199, which is a giant redwood tree that splits like this. And in the middle is a very dong-like branch, more like a knot in the tree that just looks very much like a tree dong. So just look up the big tree, or I'll put a picture right here or something. Anyway, we get dropped in this little town called O'Brien. Nice caboose in the center of town. I'm thinking, this is a nice place. We'll hang out at the gas station for the night, find some cover. It's about to rain. It's getting late. And somebody comes up offering us a ride. Scared run. Okay, you get to see this hole from a new angle. I'm gonna do a little 170-foot chip with the 11 speed. This guy comes up to us in O'Brien offering us a ride. And he says he's got to stop at his house first and then he'll take us a little ways down the road. And we think nothing of it really. But then he asks us if we want to work, doing some scissor work, which, if you don't know, the time of year that we're hitchhiking over there, it's very common for weed growers in California and Oregon to offer trimming jobs for transient people. And he asks us if we'd like to do it. And I had heard rumors of this. I was like, yes, this sounds like a dream. And of course we say yes. When we get to the place, it basically looks like a junkyard. It doesn't look like there are any plants growing here. And he assigns us an interesting job to start. I'll let you know what that was. My instincts want to take the smaller forehand so I don't go down the hill. Udis says we have a par 4 here. It's 420 feet off to the left. Beautiful sign by 1F Jeff. All right, while we're at hole 15, I'm gonna catch my breath a little bit, finish up a little bit of the story. So my buddy from Alaska and I, we're on this weird junkyard-like property. We've been offered this job, but it doesn't seem like any plants are growing anywhere. And the first thing he asks us to do is take all these tires off of this very new looking BMW and put them onto a very shitty looking car. I cannot even remember what kind of car. And this is the first time that I personally ever changed a tire. So this was a great learning lesson for me. We changed the tires pretty swiftly, and then we ask, hey, can we start on that other job you were talking about? Because, we're young, traveling people. We're very interested in marijuana. So we ask for it, and he's like, there's no weed on the property. We'll bring it in tomorrow, and you guys can trim it. We're thinking, all right. And he's like, in the meantime, I got a place for you guys to sleep. And he brings us to this really broken down, leaky roof, like pull behind trailer. It's like maybe an 18 to 21 foot, like pull behind trailer. It's, all wonky. It's not level or anything. It's obviously just a forgotten about piece of trash for him. And we open the door and go inside, and the entire interior is covered. The floor, countertops, bench, seats, everything covered with matchsticks. Unstruck matchsticks. So the red, sparky bit still intact. And we're thinking, whoa, like, what is this? He's gonna try and set us on fire. But we sleep in there anyway. And in the middle of the night, about 4 a.m., he comes banging on the door to wake us up like, which one of you stole my gun? And we're just like, oh my gosh, like neither of us, look through all of our stuff, like we'll help you look for it. None of us stole your gun. And now we're freaking out because there's just a lost gun somewhere on this property. And, they end up finding it. He just misplaced it. And immediately in the morning, my buddy and I are on the same page. We're like, hey, can you just pay us for the work we did yesterday of changing sketchy tire? And then just bring us to town. We need to go buy supplies. And he gives us a jar, big gallon mason jar of trim, old trim. So just like the stuff that if you're a weed smoker, you don't smoke this stuff. It's just like the leaves that are normally trimmed off. It's awful stuff. But he gives us this gallon jar of it and sends us on our way. And we spend the next day hitching to Grants Pass. We get there, we spend the night near a hotel, and in the morning I take my shoes off and just walk in with my socks on and get the continental breakfast so that I look like I just came out of my hotel room. And I bring it out and we eat these pancakes and we roll like over 100 joints out of all this trim. It was so funny. We were so grateful to be alive after that. I think this basket is by that dead tree there.
Let's go.
Flip. Ooh, oh, hit the tree. Thank goodness. My friend and I have a jar now of like over 100 joints, and we get a ride because Grants Pass is on the I-5. We get a ride all the way to Portland, Oregon, and we go to this music show and we pass out all these crappy joints and just have a great time. I had lived in Portland at one point, so I knew some of the people, and we're all jamming, playing music. And these people had a crystal bowl, and I was like just ringing the crystal bowl, just like moving the thing around and around, and all of a sudden the crystal bowl just cracks. I didn't like hit it or anything. I'm just, going around and around. Just had like too much musical power. Just exploded the crystal bowl. And then the next day was 420, and we hitchhiked to Seattle to go to this like 420 big event. And my buddy from Alaska got drunk, and I lost him. And I, to this day, still haven't seen him 13 years later. So Eric, I hope you don't mind me saying your name, but I'm looking for you, buddy. All right, y'all, that was it. That was the Masters Cup layout. 24 holes at DeLaveaga. Turned out to be a nice day. Glad it wasn't pouring rain like it was all the last couple days. So hope you enjoyed the story. Hope you enjoyed the disc golf. Take it easy.